Welcome to Deadly Delights, a culinary adventure into the world's top 10 most dangerous foods. Join us as we explore the hidden perils lurking in some of the world's most exotic and beloved dishes. It was a quiet evening in the bustling streets of Tokyo, where the neon lights flickered above the ramen stalls and sushi bars. Yet, in one of the city's most exclusive restaurants, a much more dangerous ritual was about to unfold. The chef, a master of his craft, carefully selected a pufferfish from a tank, its eerie, round body quivering with life. Little did the diner know this would be a meal that could end his life. The fish was a delicacy, but also a deadly gamble. Only a handful of chefs are licensed to prepare it, after years of training in the fine art of removing its toxic organs, which contain a potent neurotoxin that could paralyze and kill within hours if mishandled. As the chef's knife danced through the delicate flesh, the diner could only hope that he had placed his trust in the right hands. In a back alley, far from the restaurant's glassy exterior, another story unfolded. In Sardinia, Italy, a local farmer was preparing a traditional cheese renowned not just for its creamy texture, but for the wriggling maggots inside. This was no ordinary cheese. Its maggots, alive and active, broke down the fat and made the cheese more decadent. However, eating it was no small feat. A single maggot could cause a dangerous allergic reaction or even an infection. From the winding hills of Jamaica, the scene shifted to the vibrant markets of Kingston, where street vendors proudly offered baskets of fruit, Jamaica's national treasure. But hidden within its exotic beauty was a deadly secret. If not prepared properly, could be deadly, its unripe fruit harboring a toxin that could cause a life-threatening condition known as Jamaican vomiting sickness. The unsuspecting tourists often didn't realize that their appetites could be their undoing if they failed to wait for the fruit to ripen on the tree, allowing it to naturally open and reveal its edible interior. Just a few miles north, in the bustling city of Seoul, a dangerous dining experience was unfolding at a popular seafood restaurant. Live octopus was being served to a group of tourists, the tentacles still wriggling on their plates. The guests were laughing, unsure of the true danger lurking beneath the dish's fresh appeal. As they chewed, they had no idea that the suction cups on the tentacles could latch onto their throats, choking them in the blink of an eye. In fact, every year there were several reports of people needing emergency help after consuming the dish improperly. Meanwhile, in the kitchens of an American home, an innocent-looking stalk was being prepped for a pie. The sweetness of its red stalks belied its sinister leaves, which were too toxic to touch, let alone eat. The leaves contained a substance that, if consumed, could lead to kidney failure. The unsuspecting cook could easily overlook this danger, believing that all parts of the rhubarb were edible, unaware that even a few bites of the leaves could bring them to the brink of collapse. Back in Sweden, a traditional feast was underway, but this wasn't your average dinner. As the can of fermented herring was cracked open, a toxic stench erupted from within, causing some to immediately gag. The fish had been preserved in brine for months, and although they was perfectly safe when consumed properly, the smell was enough to send anyone running. The fermented fish was not for the faint of heart, and as some soon learned, it could be more than just a bad smell. Improper fermentation could cause a deadly form of food poisoning. The journey now led to a bustling kitchen in the heart of a Parisian restaurant, where a chef was preparing one of the world's most expensive dishes. Yet the star ingredient, a rare variety of mushrooms, was nothing short of dangerous. Also known as the death cap mushroom, was about to be used in the dish. One wrong move and the chef would have poisoned the entire restaurant. The poisonous mushroom, which grew in the woods just outside the city, was nearly impossible to distinguish from its edible cousins. Even a tiny bite could cause liver failure and death within a matter of days. The chef's hands trembled slightly as he carefully inspected each mushroom before adding it to the sauce. In an African village, a local woman was preparing a meal of clay, an unusual but not uncommon practice. In some parts of the world, people suffer from pica, a disorder in which individuals crave and consume non-food substances like dirt, chalk, and even metal. While the clay was traditionally believed to cure certain ailments, it could be deadly. The woman's child, who had a penchant for eating the dirt on the ground, was now showing signs of heavy metal poisoning, his health rapidly declining. For many, this addiction could result in severe gastrointestinal problems or even lead to long-term organ damage. Yet in other parts of the world, this condition is largely misunderstood, leading to dire consequences. Finally, back in the United States, an unassuming kitchen was preparing a dish with raw kidney beans, but the meal was about to take a dark turn. The beans had not been cooked long enough to remove the lectins, natural toxins that could cause nausea, vomiting, and even death. A family unknowingly consumed the beans, mistaking them for a harmless ingredient. The effects were immediate. Stomach cramps, dizziness, and severe vomiting gripped the family as they rushed to the hospital. In the right conditions, kidney beans could be a healthy and delicious part of the diet, but undercooked, they could be fatal. As the story came to a close, the once innocent dishes revealed their dark sides. For some, the excitement of tasting a dangerous delicacy was worth the risk. For others, a momentary lapse in preparation could lead to tragic consequences. Each food, fugu, kasumazu, ackee, sanakji, rhubarb, surströmming, deathcap mushrooms, pica, kidney beans and more, carried with it a rich history and a silent warning. They reminded us of the fine line between culture and danger, flavor and death. And as our protagonists sat back, reflecting on the journey, they couldn't help but wonder, would they dare to try one of these deadly delights themselves, or would they simply stick to the safety of the known world? As the camera zooms out, leaving the diners pondering their own culinary limits, the screen fades to black and the words appear. In the world of food, not everything that's served is safe to eat. On-screen text, background, black screen with white text.